Hello! Hello.
Oh,
Jesus.
I know.
Really,
When
really
I have
fucking
not,
flinging into it.
I mean, less than 2 hours sleep is gonna do that to you.
My dog
Ah,
my dog is currently in the room with me and he just went at me. He's staring at me. Doing like the pose where he's like waiting for you to lunge at him while he's like
okay.
slowly wagging his tail. Like he's so riled up. But I'm just like, dude, I gotta do things, man.
You
I'm
know who's
busy.
riled up?
Uh not
Country is riled up
I
by
was just
this big debate you've
I was
had.
just about to say Donald Trump certainly isn't riled up. We were on the
Donald
same
Trump is
point without
very
even
riled up.
communicating what we were gonna do.
Donald Trump is certainly riled up. Oh, that orange fucking turd.
I hate him. But luckily, he got his fucking ass laid out bare and spanked like a newborn baby last night. Not last night, whatever, how many nights ago it was. We're very late to this. We're recording this on Friday. The debate was on Tuesday, and when this comes out, it'll be Sunday. So we're very late to this, but that's just the
Look,
nature of
we're
recording a
here to be
podcast.
topical, right? Right
Yeah,
on the minute,
we're
up
topical.
to date.
This is
Like,
this is what we're all about. We're all about making it late.
so
But it's okay.
since we
It's
are
okay.
going to do it anyway, since I want to know, what is your favorite moment from the debate?
Probably when Kamala was like, this holds her face, looking at him begrudgingly. Former president.
You mean the moment
Yeah,
that
the moment
she
she almost dropped a
wanted to
motherfucker.
say motherfucker? Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a good moment to
More
pick.
yeah, that is my favorite. Yeah, I think so.
That is a good moment to pick.
Maybe I think my favorite thing about the debate though was the tweet that came out afterward where the guy was like, if you sync up they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats to the Peanuts theme, it's a perfect match. Did you see that tweet?
I haven't seen that one yet.
They're
There's
eating the
so much
cats. Da,
stuff
da, da, da,
coming
da,
out.
da, 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 da. They're
Joseph
eating the dogs. Da, da, da,
American
da, 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 da.
is ahead of it for me.
It's
It's
a
strange
wild
that
time.
he's the type of work he's getting now. Like, but that's fair on him. But I'd say my favorite moment from the debate really was where, and it might be subtle for some people, but there's a point where she says sort of like along the lines of, I have these plans, these are what I'm going to do.
I have
Go to his
concepts of a
rallies.
plan.
Go to his rallies.
Yes, yes. Where she was like, he talks about
Go
fictional
see how
characters and
bad
people start
my
leaving
opponent is.
early. Like,
And the big
yeah,
point at the end of that, right, was where she said, and out of everything you will see that he does not talk about you, the
and
American
it's
people. And then
real. He really never
less than
does.
3 seconds later, he's proving her point. Because he starts tirading again. And he's not talking about the American people.
No,
He's
he's
not
such a
talking like
blatant idiot.
and the look on her face, I think that's why I think is a subtle moment for me. Not everybody would have like really caught it, but the look on her face when she's just watching him basically prove her point,
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
so
like,
good. She
and there
really
we have it.
is. She really is killing it. Like, genuinely, she's a really good candidate. And I think it's surprising because a lot of people, when she was vice president, did not know anything about her. I certainly didn't. She was kind of like a fucking out of nowhere person to just even have around. Like, she was just a nobody. And I'm sorry. And then it's like, oh, Biden's gonna drop out. Oh fuck, are we gonna be stuck with Harris? Why can't we get like someone like
That was
Newsom who
the
has name recognition, or why can't we get someone like Whitmer who's pretty known to be pretty progressive and stuff? But then it's like Kamala Harris comes around and it's like, holy shit,
Kamala
she's
was the
surprised so
tactic
much.
there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. I have no
Like they
idea.
kept her under wraps during Biden's
They kept
administration,
her under
keeping
wraps like
her
the fucking
close on
Manhattan
him.
Project. Fucking.
Yeah, I feel like
Ah,
very much. And
it's
then
crazy.
who was the it was Ron Perlman you pointed out,
Ron
who
Perlman,
supported
yeah.
her in
Yeah,
the
we were talking
2020
last night.
primary.
Yeah, Ron Perlman in 2019 supported her for the candidacy for the presidential primary. But she was the first one to drop out. She didn't make it to any of the debates, I don't think. She dropped
But I
out
think
and
she
then
was the
ran as
first one
Biden's
to
VP.
drop out because
She
the
won.
thing
She
about
because Biden chose her,
VP
I
picks
think.
and all that, right?
Yeah.
Is that those people know weeks before we fucking know sometimes. Okay, I
Not
don't
with
think that
Tim
was the
Walls.
case with
Not with
Vance.
Tim Walls. Not
Look,
they.
Tim
He
Walz knew he was in the running.
he knew he was in the running, yeah, but he literally didn't know until like a day before everyone else did. That's how. That's
Yeah,
how. That's how thrown together the campaign
right.
was, and that's why it's so surprising that it's been doing so well.
Yeah.
Genuinely,
It,
like
it, but this
insane.
campaign is different. But generally in history, like these people know ahead
Yeah,
of
yeah,
time.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
not confirmed. Maybe just like paperwork needs to be signed. Like things can still
Like,
go
yeah, we're running a
wrong.
background check,
But
but you're most
most of
likely
the
gonna do it.
time, yeah. If you've gotten that far, you generally are. I don't think they did the proper work with Vance.
No, I really don't think they did it. Because when he was
I
picked,
think
he had to frantically unfollow a bunch of neo-Nazi accounts on Twitter. Like when he
yeah,
was announced, people went through his follows
I
and
just
still found those accounts.
I feel like there's a lot of separation between Vance and Trump as well, in the way that when I see clips of them, right? They're never together. But I've seen
No.
so many clips of Waltz and Harris together.
Yeah, Walls and Harris come across very nicely together. They really do feel like just two people who are very friendly, very like
But then, like,
amicable,
even looking at
normal
people as
American
just
people.
knowing
They
each other's
they
policies.
they hit, yeah, even that, but like as a, I'm not even talking
Like,
in the sense
Vance
of them
doesn't
politically. Like I'm not even at
know.
that point yet. I'm talking as like a human being level. They hit what every American is like, what Americans think of when they think of Americans. They hit that so well. Like they are the literal two biggest definitions of like the American spirit in quotes, where it's like Midwestern guy, football coach, teacher who's like a big dad's guy, all that, and then a children of an immigrant family who worked in the big city as a lawyer, like both working class backgrounds. You can't get more American than those two. And then you look at the Republicans, and they got millionaire, and then a billionaire backed vice president who's backed by Peter Thiel, and the both of them cosplay as working class Americans. It's so hilariously opposites, but also so American in both ways. It's amazing. But the other thing too, you mentioned that like they don't even talk about their other's policies. Like every single
Yeah.
time Walls and Harris are there, they're always talking each other up. They're giving the some speeches, but they're also giving like their own insights on things, and it's always consistent. It's always working in the same like ballpark and stuff. Like maybe sure, like maybe Walls goes in harder with more. I feel like Walls has gone more and harder with the Israel stuff. I don't know. I feel like I heard him say something about Israel that was more left than Kamala, but that's not their mainline position. That's like a touchy subject. It's something. It's a very complicated subject when it comes to having to
There's
talk about Israel from
geopolitics
Democrats.
there that
Yeah, it's it's
are
it's far
very
beyond.
tied up.
Yeah,
Because
but
whether they like it or not, whether you are, and this is like for a lot of the protesters as well, right? Whether you like it or not, your government, the American government, is inextricably an ally
yes,
of Israel.
yeah.
Even if Israel was not like the genocidal machine it is right now, like America is just inextricably linked because you know it's
Geopolitical
it's in
interests.
it's so
It has
many
really a lot of
geopolitical
people who
interests.
don't even care at all about Israel and don't even like Israel will still say that we have to protect Israel because of Iran or because of Russia or whatever the fuck, because of
Yeah,
whatever
because the
reason
Middle East
they
is a
have.
threat because oil and you know.
Yeah. Well, at this point,
But
it's transcended oil. The oil is just a meme at this point. It's transcended that. Like Iran, the issues with Iran have nothing to do with oil, really.
it's starting to feel like a fucking blood war with the Middle East. I'm not gonna lie.
It's pretty bad. Um,
Like,
Depending on the side, the Republicans want a blood war in the Middle East. The Republicans want like a forever war, glass the
yeah,
Middle
they're
East,
just
turn it
fucking
into a
dying it.
giant.
They want the
Yeah.
end of the world. This is a doom cult.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, I was gonna back up your point about Vance and Trump not being on the same point with their talking points and their policies. Vance has constantly said things that Trump has like, oh, Trump has told me and Trump have talked about this, and then Trump will be like, I don't know really much about Vance. I don't know why he said that. I don't agree with him, but we're getting to work together. And it's like, why the fuck do you have him as your VP if you don't fucking know anything about his policies. It's insane. It is so incompetent. It really is hilarious to me because it's like back when before Biden dropped out and after Trump got shot at the RNC, I think the RNC was the peak of the Republicans' campaign. Just before it, I should
Yeah.
say, just before the RNC. It was just after Trump's assassination attempt. It was after the debate. We were looking up to the RNC. Trump's VP candidate's about to be announced, and then it's like, and then it's like, I'm picking JD Vance, and it was like, what? Who? What? Excuse me? That guy? The freak? And then, and then it's like, oh God, Trump's slurring his words on stage. Oh God, he's falling asleep on stage. Oh God, he's not campaigning in swing states. Oh God, he's not doing anything. Oh God, they're talking about childless cat ladies and fucking immigrants eating cats and shit. Oh God, everything. The whole campaign shots off in the foot, tanking in swing states, going to Georgia and like saying racist shit in front of a whole black audience. Trying to win over the black vote.
Yeah,
Insane.
no. JD
Insane.
Vance
It's
is
such a
literally like
turnaround. Oh
three,
my
four.
God.
JD Vance is like literally 3 4 channels and a Redditor in a trench coat.
It's insane. It's
Like I don't like it.
crazy.
Almost feels as if the Trump campaign, realistically, is trying to distance itself from its own
I
VP.
know.
Why
And
does why does Vance have so many solo alone interviews on nothing networks?
well, he has a lot of his interviews on Fox. I will say, which isn't surprising at all. But I mean, most of those
Oh,
well, I think the nothing networks part is just the fact that conservative networks are oftentimes nothing networks that only
I mean
conservatives
that's
watch.
fair, but
So
it's just
it's not like
like
they're going on MSNBC because
he's
only conservatives don't
solo.
watch that anymore because it's woke, whatever. It's
You know what I
liberal, so they're
mean?
not going to watch it
He,
anymore.
he it seems like he is. It doesn't feel like he's a part of the Republican Party, if that makes sense.
You know, I understand because he's
Like
he's
the
a
way
pick.
they're treating him in the media is very much like, here's Trump, big strong man. Here's JD Vance, his vice president. We don't talk about him. I don't talk to him.
Yeah,
We don't talk to him. Like
the
he doesn't know
reason
our policies.
the
Like,
reason why he was picked, in my opinion, is because of the Heritage Foundation. Because J.D. Vance wrote the opening. He wrote like the foreword for Project 2025. So they
yeah,
wanted the most ideologically loyal person from the Heritage Foundation to be Trump's VP so that they can control the administration in some capacity, guaranteed. Even though they already knew Trump would listen, they want that guaranteed. This guy is in power. This guy is going to listen. That's my opinion. Like
I
it's basically like when Obama ran, they had to give Biden the VP pick because they still needed that old white guy in there because they
yeah,
couldn't really keep
that is
the
kind of how
progressive black
Biden
guy.
got there.
It's kind of like that, but for the Heritage Foundation,
I
they
was,
need a neo-Nazi so that they can control that vote still.
yeah,
'Cause
I
a
was
lot of
thinking
Nazis
about
are upset about Trump being pro-Israel and shit. You know, a lot of
yeah,
Nazis have become disheartened by Trump for a time. They came back, but for a time the Nazis were a little against Trump there, especially during his presidency, honestly, with like him
yeah.
still being open,
There's
being
something
somewhat of a
very
politician.
concerning about Project 2025, and it's the fact that when you look at the fact that Trump, right, in the debate, has now directly said, I mean, aside from all the interviews and all that, but in the debate, he's directly said that he doesn't have anything to do with Project 2025, right?
Yeah,
We know that Trump lies, but let's just follow the logic here. He says he knows nothing about it because he's not part of it.
yeah,
He says he has never read it and he hasn't, and he's decided he's not going to. So this is
right.
one of the biggest sticking points of his campaign. One of the things that a lot of people are the most worried about, and he has refused to read it, quote unquote,
Right,
according to what he's telling us.
right.
For a lot of people, that answer seems to have been okay. Obviously, not people who are left leaning, but the median voter.
No, I don't
So,
think so. I don't think the median voter is swung
no,
over
but
by
here's
that.
the thing: he keeps getting away with saying these things without actually being challenged on the fact that
No, he has been. This
as
was the
somebody
first and
who
only
is so linked to this document, as somebody who is about to lead the nation, is not knowledge of this document and what it says important
Oh, it doesn't matter at
in
all
this
to his
context?
supporters, and that's the only thing he plays to. It doesn't matter at all to the
I
people who
feel
voted
like
for
I
him. They
feel
don't
like
care about like policy. They don't.
I
They don't give a fuck.
right.
Half of them can't even read it. Let's be
Mm.
real. Like half of them don't even know what a Project 2025 could even look like. They don't understand what a document even is. They don't know. That's the thing with Trump. He doesn't have to do anything because the people who support him are gonna support him no matter what you do. The people,
What
the
I'm trying to
way.
point out,
But sorry.
what I'm trying to point out is that it seems to me like they don't care how anti-intellectual it is. And that to me is a sign of like societal failure. Like there's something going wrong to your society as a whole when you look to your leaders and they say, I am purposely going to remain ignorant and stupid about a thing purely because I want to. And everybody is just
Hmm.
like the Trump supporters are just like, oh, we are going to follow you in this anti and like obviously these are people who don't read studies themselves. These
No.
are people who don't like learn about things the same way. But you know, some of them are doctors, some of them are lawyers, some of them are like what you'd imagine to be at least halfway intelligent people, enough to pass the tests and study.
Right.
Is the emotion really pushing that far towards anti-intellectualism?
Yeah.
Like
Because fascism is
literally,
intellectualism.
what came to
There's
mind was that line in the Simpsons movie all those years ago
the Simpsons movie.
where Schwarzenegger was president.
Watch how
And
you
he
say
says,
that.
I came here to lead, not to read.
I came here to read, not to read.
Pretty much. And it's just like, it's become unironically true.
Yeah. Anti-intellectualism is like one of the key tenets of fascism. I'm actually gonna pull it up right now. The who was this coined by? It was an Italian guy who coined out this. The what is it? The
Makes sense.
10
The Italians,
10
the
markers.
Italians have very close ties with
It
fascism,
was an
don't they?
Italian communist.
Yes, but
What was
we all
it?
know Italians and fascism.
It was hmm. See also, what was his fucking name? I used to have it as like just a thing that I tried to memorize, but I didn't. Uh, I know that I know that by Marxists, Umberto Eco. Umberto
Umberto
Eco.
Eco.
I was thinking Ur-fascism is his essay in 1995. This is how he said there was certain tenets that fascists tend to orbit around. Not that they always hit these, but that it was what they most often
There.
orbited around. And there were how many? 14, like the 14 points. Funny enough, but you had a cult of tradition, which
Yeah, makes sense.
rejection
Always
of
been.
rejection of modernism, which this ties into the anti-intellectualism to an extent, but I think anti-intellectualism is already a point
Tradition.
here. Cult of action for action's sake. This is again connected with
Mm.
anti-intellectualism. My dog just jumped on my bed, is now looking at my window.
Jan 6 is a good example of that
Yeah,
in
yeah.
practice.
Disagreement is treason. Fear of difference. This is just basic
Mm.
bigotry. Appeal to frustrated middle class. This is a huge one. This is a huge one. This is also tied in with that wave of people not giving a shit, right? Because like people not giving shit about the anti-intellectualism because they're appealing to the middle class. They're appealing to what the middle class wants to hear. So it's like, I'll just excuse anything of this lying because he's my guy. Obsession with
So
a
these
plot.
classes
This one is another
are
big one
like
too. This is the whole
yes,
drain the swamp, QAnon, the storm is coming, that type of deal. Fascist societies cast their enemies as at the same time strong and too weak. So the immigrants are coming and flooding our waves at the same time, but also they're lazy and blah blah blah. Pacifism is trafficking with the enemy. Life is permanent war. You must join the military. Blah blah blah. Contempt is for the weak. Or contempt for the weak. Sorry, contempt for the weak. You need to be of the Untermensch, blah blah blah. Everybody is educated to be a hero. Patriotic education in schools. Don't tell them about slavery. Don't teach. Tell them that slavery was a jobs program that many people that benefited from it, which is the actual curriculum of Florida now.
Oh, wow.
Machismo, which is masculinity,
Yeah.
misogyny, selective populism.
Hate
Like
it.
this is Trump's biggest fucking thing ever. Selective populism, just being a populist without actually any will any holding to it, and then newspeak, which is
Yeah.
words to limit the actual speech. Which, hey, look
Weird
at that!
stuff
The fucking
happens.
hey, would you look at that? The Wikipedia article for selective populism is Bolsonaro and Trump. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
This is the asshole
Viktor
from
Orban.
Orban. That's the one he mentioned. That's the asshole from
Uh,
Hungary,
who the fuck
right?
is this bitch? Yeah, Orban is the one from Hungary who we talked about in the debate. Oh, it's Maloney. That's who it is. This is Maloney of Italy. Javier Milei and his sister.
Millet,
Yeah,
something Millet. But
Milei.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
this is the definition of fascism. These are the things of fascism that I always go to when I think of fascism, and you can see that a lot of these are all revolving around that like rejection of intellectualism and empiricism. They don't give a fuck as long
it's
as they
just
get
all
their
the
shit
warning
covered. They don't
signs are
give a
here.
shit. Yeah,
All the warning signs are here, and nobody's paying attention to them. That's a personal feeling. That's the feeling I get every single day. Is that there are all these warning signs. Like you and I both love history,
yes,
and the one thing I think you'll agree when you look throughout history, through like all the ages and the changes and the rise and fall of empires, you realize like a lot of them are making the same stupid mistakes.
oh, it's like the classic history always repeats itself bit, where it's just like, yeah,
Right.
nobody ever learns from anything.
But at some point, like we now live in an age of such high intellectualism, I think the average high schooler today could out debate like somebody like 1,000 years ago, easy.
Yeah,
You know, the thing is that we have access to all of this now, like all of us, all the time. Like like the population of the planet that doesn't have some kind of access to the internet is growing smaller and smaller and smaller every day.
yeah. I
So
I think I think the way the attitude is with the right at the moment, it doesn't matter what debate. It doesn't matter about any of that because it's just, no, I don't care. Yeah, I don't believe that study. Or it'll be like, oh, you've disproved that study. Well, here's another study that's completely also bogus that I'll bring up. Like, oh, this number isn't real. Okay, well, what about this number and this number and this number? It's like when you try to sue a corporation and they just
the
drown you
numbers
in
keep getting
small
bigger. We
documents.
can have the most numbers.
Yeah, yeah. It's like,
It's
oh,
literally that.
yeah, it's
It's
it's yeah,
awful.
it's literally
I
when
find it
when you get
awful.
drowned in paperwork from a corporation that you're trying
And
to sue. It's the same fucking deal.
on a purely human level, right? When you've had arguments with people, I assume.
Oh, plenty of times.
Are there moments in those arguments where you've just sat down and you've looked at the person and you've gone, yes or no, did you do the thing? And they
Yeah,
don't give you a yes or no. Like that
yeah.
feeling you get on the inside. Tell me that feeling.
Annoying because it's just like, just fucking answer. I know you fucking did this. Just answer the fucking
Like
question.
I don't care what the reasons are anymore. I don't care what the buts and the ifs and the could have beens. I don't even want to fucking know. It's just just say the thing that is the thing. Like
Yeah,
it is a level of frustration that I just can't get over.
I actually get more frustrated when I'm arguing with someone and I'm so close for them understanding the point, and then they just devolve back to the beginning of the argument. And that's what happens a lot too with this type of deal. Because it's just like,
Yeah, that's
you
what it
can't,
caused.
yeah, you can't get to the end. What if he threw the toy somewhere and he doesn't know where he threw it, so now he's looking around for it. Where did you put your toy? Max, where did you put your toy? You just, what, you threw it. Where'd you, oh, it's right there. Fucking off. What was I saying? I was saying,
It's circling back. Like
circling back, yeah.
right, but that's what it also causes because when they refuse to answer that question, it's usually because they're bullshitting about some other point that they're trying to make,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So then it leads you back down to the beginning of, okay, here, follow my logic. And then you have to start them over and get them back to the point where you were already at 4 times before, where you can ask, so, yes or no, did that happen? And they're just like, But you see, and I'm like, listen, Donald, conversation's over. We're taking you to the back of the fucking farm at this point.
Donald, you're going to work on the tractor farm. But I want to work in the Oval Office. Ow, fucking Max. Jesus Christ, dude. He just jumped on my lap and is out
Right.
cutting into me with his nails.
What
You need to
if?
go to the vet. You need to get your nails trimmed.
How bad a look is it if Trump is truly not involved in 2025?
Really bad. It's honestly really bad if he's not involved in that.
let's just take it at face value. What if Trump doesn't know, hasn't read, and is not like in any way clued in about Project 2025? That to me is a scarier alternative.
Yeah, because it just means that he has no control over anything, and he's just a puppet shadow government cabal. It's obviously not the case, but it would be a funny, but scary
I have an
alternative.
itch. Like it's that 0.1%, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
It's that tiny little bit of doubt in the back of my mind that goes like, my God, what if he doesn't know?
what if it's
Like,
all
what if
real?
like he's screaming about Haitians eating cats and dogs. Like, what if he really, really doesn't know that everybody around him is essentially puppeting him into a fascist dictatorship where none of them would take the fall if it all went bad?
Well, considering the fact that we have like a leaked video of the Heritage Foundation like founder saying that Trump approves of what they're doing with Project
But we don't.
2025.
But we don't have the video of Trump approving.
No, but we have a fucking video of the
That's
CEO
why.
saying he
Yeah.
approves it. So I guess there's
But
that level of
that's
doubt,
what
but
they
it's like
say
really this is a video meant to be
0.1%
it was
doubt.
literally a filmed conversation that the guy didn't know was being filmed. So like I don't think he was lying
But I
during
mean,
that.
on the same merit to pull people into Project 2025, right? You're pulling in MAGA supporters, which
Well no
means that
the
aren't you telling them that Trump like gives a damn, even if he
No, but
doesn't,
this
knowing
was
that
like
Republicans would
in this scenario where it's like the evil businessman in the room of evil businessmen where they say their evil plan without hiding any lies or anything. It's like that type of environment that was filmed.
Yes, but they're also trying to get those businessmen in on the bit because it starts at the
I
top,
think
right?
he was
But we
talking
don't
to
know where the
another
top is.
Project 2025 member though. I don't think he was talking to an outsider. I think he was talking to another guy
Everybody's
important.
an outsider until they're a member.
I think he was a member. That's what I'm saying.
You're missing what I'm saying.
I am missing what you're saying. I'm just a dog. I'm just a
I'm
dog.
just a rat.
Anyway,
I'm just a rat.
let's move on to the next part of the debate thing, which is where Trump said that he will not debate Kamala Harris again. Why the fuck did I open up this ABC article and I just get the footage of the firefighters seeing 9/11? I opened up the article and I see the video where the firefighters look up and I'm like, I know where that goes. Anyway,
Goodness.
we have this CBS article. Trump says he won't debate Harris again.
No, he got annihilated.
Former President Donald Trump announced Thursday that he won't debate Vice President Kamala Harris again following Tuesday night's matchup between... Matchup is a fun word to say there, like it's a boxing match. Oops. Between two in Philadelphia. There will be no third debate, Trump said at the end of a long post on his Truth Social account. The first presidential debate was in June between Trump and President Biden. When a prize fighter loses a match, the first words out of his mouth are, I want a rematch. Trump wrote at his post explaining that it's a supposition. Yeah, he also insisted that the polls that there were polls saying that Trump won, but he was also only quoting like Twitter polls from like bots.
Yeah. The thing is that Trump has the ego that won't allow him to like mentally admit defeat. But on that same merit, his brain is screaming at him out loud in his own head, don't do this again, it's bad for you. So out loud, he's
Fucking
still
Green
like
Goblin
saying,
mask.
yeah, like I feel like that's what's happening right now. Like Trump right now is like sitting there in his big comfy chair on his golden fucking toilet going, I won the debate because I am the king. Look at all these polls on Twitter that
Look
agree
at
with
this. Regardless of which candidate you support, who do you think is likely to do a better job in the presidential debate? Pre-debate, it was 50-50. Post-debate, it's 63-37.
me. That's a big drop.
That's huge. Look
That's a
at
big
that. Look at that. That's
I don't want to.
crazy.
I
Here's this
don't.
poll too.
I
Debate watchers'
like.
view of Harris improved while Trump's held steady. Because this is the reason why Trump's views always hold steady, because the people who poll for in favor of Trump are people who are never going to change their mind until they are dead.
Do you know
This is the
any people
impossible vote.
who could watch that debate and honestly like just say to themselves, Trump won. Like Trump came
Yeah,
out
I
on
can
top.
think of some people. Like a couple coworkers of mine, a couple people I know at college, a
What
couple
are
of
these
them.
people like?
They're just
Like
insane.
outside of,
They're
but like
just
no, no, no,
insane.
no. What I'm asking is like outside of politics.
No,
What
I'm
are these
legit.
people
This one person I'm thinking of
like?
is legitimately insane. Like she's like a
Okay,
cartoon
so they
character.
are actually just nutcases.
You know, she literally is a cartoon character. She has big old glasses that make her eyes look huge. She has really frizzy hair. She's like 4 feet tall, and she does like weird movements with her hands as she walks. Like she's like she was trained into walking a certain way. And then she like started to fall asleep in the break room, and then woke up like 30 minutes past her break was over, and she's like, "Oh crap! I gotta get back to my shift." And she like constantly leaves without telling anyone, and nobody really likes her, but they can't fire her because they just hired her too early. And she's like 88 or some shit. I don't know. She's old as fuck. But it's like it's old people, it's insane people, and it's people who are just really stupid. Like that's really it. It's really it. People who are just so bought in on the grift that
Like
they
I,
can't see
I
outside of it.
really am curious to think of things like what are these people like outside of their politics? Because I know, for example, like my mother's husband, right?
Right.
He would tell you that he thinks Trump like would be the best president. But like he's old, he doesn't follow politics, like he doesn't even live in America. He's like, you know, prejudiced about quite a few things at the moment.
I will always fucking despise this so much. The absolute monopoly that the Republicans have on economic talking points. How the fuck is Trump going to be better on the economy if he wants to institute a 20% tariff on all imported goods? That's some fucking, like, Argentina shit. That's fucking insane. That is fucking insane. 20% tariff on all imported goods. Back during Trump's administration, they put a tariff on Chinese imported goods, and it caused like the farmers to have to get subsidized, and all of the subsidies were the money that we were making from the tariff. Basically what happened was we were making money from the tariff and having to send it straight to the fucking farmer subsidies because Trump's economic positions are fucking garbage. But people are like, the Republicans are good on the economy because of fucking Bill Clinton. I despise this. This is horrible. And of course, Americans are racist as fuck, and they want immigrants to be blended in a blender. Then again, this is CNN, and CNN's taken a huge right-wing shift recently, so it could also be a result of their polling having a bit of bias questions.
I do
Roland
think that
Commander
this
in
is
Chief.
very
This is another one too.
concerning. These
But this
numbers are
one,
actually concerning,
this
and
one,
I don't
this one's
don't
honestly
get
like
me
the
wrong,
biggest, the
right?
biggest.
I do very much believe in Harris's campaign and winning for
Yeah,
like the actual presidency. These polls mean nothing in that, but I feel like it sets a cultural tone for America that really can't be ignored.
right.
Like maybe this is going to be a controversial thing to say or a controversial way to say it, but I think that America does need a little bit of a culture shift, perhaps.
It does. It absolutely does. It
Like
absolutely does.
because if you even if you look at American media, Hollywood movies, when they start going like shooting movies about places like Alabama and Georgia, or they have characters travel through like Iowa, it's like they are very much like aware of the fact that much of the country is filled with hicks, rednecks,
When
Appalachians.
did this go gray? Oh my god, it's looking
Yeah,
better for
man.
better. No, this used to be red.
No, no.
Yeah, so continue your point. Continue your point.
That was my point. It's like the meat like Americans themselves are aware of the fact that the country is incredibly like, you know, filled with people who may not have the best ideas about a lot of things.
Right.
Like
All right. I
it just
pulled.
needs a culture shift.
Yeah, culture shift is definitely needed. I picked up 270 to win here. The site you use to like predict, like to map out election stuff. But I think so far Wisconsin and Michigan are the two swing states that are locked in blue for 100% for sure. Tim Walz is from Minnesota. Wisconsin and Michigan are the same cultural attitude. Michigan already leans blue. It just basically they weren't going to vote for Biden because he's Biden, but they're going to vote for Harris. Michigan's going to vote for Harris. Wisconsin's going to vote for Harris. Nevada and Arizona are swing states, but they leave heavily towards red, so I'm just throwing them under red because I feel like they're not really pining for Arizona and Nevada. They're not needed as much. Arizona could help. 11 votes isn't that bad. It could be nice, but nobody.
Outside of
Yeah,
Vegas, who lives
Carson
in
City and Reno. I was like, that's it. Las Vegas, Carson City, and Reno. The only places you live in Vegas and in Nevada. North Carolina is leaning more blue and blue every day. I can see North Carolina going blue. And then basically what has to happen is we have to win 2 of these 3 states, no matter which ones they are. We either have to win Georgia and North Carolina, Georgia and Pennsylvania, or Pennsylvania and North Carolina. We have to win 2 of these. And I think Pennsylvania is much more likely than Georgia. Because I think Georgia. I think if Georgia had no election tampering, we'd win Georgia. But the Georgian electoral board officials are going to try and tamper with the Georgian votes. So I think Georgia might go red due to cheating. But I don't think it'll go red on its own. This is like the dream scenario.
This is all dependent on the electoral college, though, right?
Well, no, it's dependent on the state elector boards. Basically, the gist is
what do you think? On pure, just never mind the electoral college, but if the vote just meant the vote, like
first past the post, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes. If we had that, then the Democrats would win every election. There are more Democrats than Republicans, and there are more. Not every state election, but every national, like presidential election, they would win.
National.
Every general election they would win. Yes, because there are more Democrats than there are Republicans, and there are more registered Democrats than there are Republicans. Like this is a known fact, and also the Republicans' messaging is completely fucked. Democrat, how many Democrats and Republicans party member count? I don't want a whole article. I just want like a graph here. When is this written? 2022. I want like an up-to-date number on the amount of people. No, not leaning. I want registered members of the parties. Here, Ballotpedia. As of March, 45 million registered voters identify as Democrats. 35 million register as Republicans. 32 is independents. 4.3 register as other political party members. So you have like 40, like nearly 40% of the country is Democrat, with a lot of these people being the swing voters here in the independents, but a lot of these people vote Democrat anyway. Democrats always get like, unless
I feel
the reason why Republicans win is because of the electoral college. Without the electoral college, without the way it's set up, these would all be blue. Because of like all their cities would have more weight. Maybe not all of these. I don't think Utah would go blue. Maybe not Idaho. Idaho would probably still be red. Maybe Wyoming would still be red. But like Ohio would go blue. Texas would go blue. Florida would go blue. Louisiana would probably go blue. Arizona would go blue. Nevada would go blue.
State elections, right?
Indiana would go blue.
Right? Are those also done by a college system?
They're done. They're done by. They're done in a very similar way. This is where gerrymandering comes in.
Right. This is why.
This is where gerrymandering comes in.
This is fucked.
Yeah, this is really fucked. You can see this.
This is fucked.
Look at this shit.
I've watched so many.
These are politically equivalent. Look at this shit.
It's like this would never. Do you know what would constitute a district in our like?
Look at this! Oh, we can't make sure to include any of these Democrat cities in the Republican ones, so we can give ourselves 4 Republican counties and only 1 Democrat one. Look at that shit! This is such blatant corruption.
This is awful.
It's legitimately disgusting. I gotta make sure that these squiggly lines don't. Yeah. Oh wow, red. See here. 60, 40, blue. This is a perfect way to look at it. 40% red, 60% blue, and then we cut it up in 5 districts like this, where it's equivalent. they win. But if you cut it up like, oh, there's actually more Republicans in this one, and there's more Republicans in this one, and then there's more Republicans in this one, and then there's, we'll give them 2 blue districts, red wins. This is how they do it. This is
Right.
legitimately the way they do
Why
it.
do they keep giving the job of drawing these maps to Republicans?
Because of I actually don't know.
Like,
But
I still remember there was the case where the one group of people got in trouble for gerrymandering the map. They were told by the judge to change it. Their second draft was actively worse than the first one as far as gerrymandering
the
goes.
risk of rigged maps.
Like, and because of the timing and the laws, like the old map was still used for the election, so it was like
Look
it
at
didn't matter
this.
either way. This is ridiculous. Why are Republicans still drawing these fucking maps?
It's crazy. I don't know. Look at this shit. And of course, it's always black communities. Like, this one makes a good point. It's always black communities. I actually don't. If I think if we use Biden's map, all right. So if we go to 2020, oh, that's the change. Hold on. I want to reset the map, and I want to show the 2020 election. I can't. How do I show the 2020 election? Well, the states that so Nevada went blue, Arizona went red, Georgia went blue, North Carolina went red, Pennsylvania was blue, and then these 2 up here were blue. And that was the 2020 election. I'm pretty sure, right? This is the. Oh no, Arizona was blue. Arizona was blue. Yeah, and this is the 2020 election. I don't think these 2 are going to stay blue. And then this one's going blue as a result. I think that's likely. In an ideal world, if I think Texas gets pinker and pinker every single day. I think RFK I think RFK is still stuck on the ballot in Texas, I think. And he's pulling away a lot of votes from Trump in Texas, even though he's not even running anymore. Which states is RFK still on the ballot? Because he was left on the ballot in some swing states, but I don't know which ones. Let's see. Which states still have RFK on the ballot? He's still on 21 states. Because he was
a lot.
Yeah. Let's see. Alaska, California, Colorado. Let's see. Oh, he is not on the Texas ballot. That is a shame. But he is on. How many swing states is he on here? He's on
So if people vote for him,
Wisconsin.
what happens to their vote?
It's a nothing vote. It's a nothing vote. It's literally a nothing vote. He's on Michigan.
Vote.
Michigan and Wisconsin are the 2 swing states he's still on. So it sucks that it's the swing states we're already going to win, but it always nice to help. And maybe maybe some of these states here we can still win over him a bit with a bit more help now that like he's got his fucking dumbass name on there. Minnesota. He's not on the ballot.
Do you think anybody's going to vote for him? Do you think
Yes, absolutely. The type of people who vote for third-party candidates actually legitimately need to seek mental help. I'm not exaggerating with that at all. They need mental attention. They are incredibly stupid.
The Electoral College, you'd have more independent. Right?
Oh, of course you have. The reason why third-party systems are broken is because are bad choices because of the electoral college, not because of any sort of moral reasons or anything. Yeah. It's because it's unviable.
Are essentially locking out the rest of the
and the Democrats too. This is both a Democrat and Republican issue of just the electoral college. But the Republicans are definitely worse with it. The Republicans are less likely to fix the issue than Democrats.
Well, it's because the Republicans don't mind cheating.
Yeah, the Republicans love cheating.
I don't mean like actively lying in the ballot counts, but they
cheat legally. They legally cheat.
In a meta way. They're basically playing outside of the game.
Right.
And the Democrats don't do that, and it's like you should be evil, Democrats. Be as evil as the right wing. But then again, I'm the extreme left, so that's always going to be my opinion, right?
Here are the winning combinations of the states. Narrow down. Select the states that turn them blue or red. This one, these go. Oh no, not this one. These go. So if these 2 go blue,
Jade.
6 Democrat combinations. Yeah, so basically, hold on, wait. If Michigan and Wisconsin go blue, then all you need is Pennsylvania to get a perfect 270. Or you need Georgia, North Carolina. Okay, well, what if these two go red? Yeah, then it's literally this to get the
Oh
basic
my
win.
goodness. Oh
Yeah,
my
but that's
goodness.
only if these go red. If these don't go red,
If he loses the popular vote
he's gonna
and
lose the popular
wins,
vote. He will lose the
but
popular vote.
no, no, yeah, but if
That's all
he
but guaranteed.
loses the popular vote and wins because of some kind of electoral college stuff, your country is gonna just have to make the decision, right? Like, is the electoral college worth it? Like,
Yeah.
at what point does like not Jan 6th of like a violent overthrow, but at what point does everybody in America just sit down and go, you know what, maybe this time we should take the popular vote?
I think that could happen if Trump wins, but only wins in the electoral vote and not the popular vote. I think most Americans don't like the electoral college. I do think that. But I think a lot of Americans also don't really understand the issue and don't understand why it's a bad thing. I think the Americans that do understand don't like it. Any single American who understands the Electoral College does not like it. But a lot of Americans are like, oh, systematic change? That doesn't happen. Like, my dad is a perfect example of this. My dad doesn't believe any systematic change can happen. And because of that, he doesn't vote. He doesn't believe he hates
Doesn't vote
Republicans.
at all.
He doesn't vote. He hates Republicans and he hates Democrats because he thinks that nothing changes ever. And I don't blame him for that. I really don't. I think that position I'm more sympathetic to than not voting for like centrist
It's
reasons.
like,
He's completely jaded and broken from reality.
I think you
He
are
doesn't have any
right.
connection to the political system.
Your dad and I would probably hang quite like
You're,
well together.
I meant that when I said
Middle
that one time.
concepts, cynicism about the system to a point of not voting. Like I don't vote.
Music days, like my dad's a vinyl collector and stuff.
Also, I have like a whole thing about like I don't feel like I partake enough in the country to vote.
Yeah. Yeah, you two would genuinely get along. That's not like me getting a crack pipe. I'm sure there'd be things of my physician here would probably uh alter but like if you two met at like a fucking I don't
At a
know
zombie concert.
like yeah I don't
At
know
a
yeah
zombie concert,
you two
which you
would get
went
along.
to.
I don't know. You are a lot more obviously alternative than he is, considering he is like a father. but
Fair, but I
but
think he
if
might
he
have,
like if the
if I'm
circumstances were
remembering
right,
correctly, he has more tattoos than
he's a
me.
single bachelor. He has a whole like bunch of Japanese tattoos on his one hand. I forget how many he has. He has a
I
couple
mean, look,
tattoos.
if
Most
a
of them are on his
motherfucker can
hands.
afford it, if a motherfucker can afford it, I'd also have more tattoos.
Yeah, I mean yeah
But
yeah
yeah, he's got more tattoos than me, so like it's not a far shot.
yeah.
If anything, I'd probably only avoid him out of the fact that he look intimidating as
Nah,
fuck.
he's short. He's short.
He's short, but
He's like
he looked like
He's
he
like your
could
height.
break me. Yeah, but he's my height, but he's not my size.
Yeah, that's true.
You
No,
get what I
my
mean?
dad's not an intimidating person.
He could crack me open like a fucking aluminum beer can.
I'm more intimidated by my mom than my dad.
My
I do
mom
get
is
being
like
afraid of
4 feet
women.
tall, and like both like a Portuguese old lady, and I am terrified of that woman more than any other being on this planet. I would rather like take on Putin than my mother.
Putin. Putin. That's what he sounds like.
Russian spy supreme. Russia,
uh,
we can say this: Russia will never, ever have a leader like Putin again. He is
not in its political
KGB
state.
trained. He is
Not
old
in its
school
political state.
KGB trained.
I think it's very possible for there in a different like after another Russian civil war happens. There's a chance for another Russian strongman. Obviously not KGB trained because they're aged out and shit at this point.
Yeah,
But
that's what I say. Like
there could be another
we've
like
gone
Putin
beyond
trained. You
that
know,
age.
There could be
We've
another
gone
strong
beyond
man.
that.
Yeah, we're beyond the age of the KGB, so we're not going to get another KGB trained guy. But I think it's possible in the future we do get another strongman Russian dictator who completely
Oh,
controls
absolutely.
the oligarchy with the iron
I
fist
feel like
and
the Russians are
his
culturally
complete
hardcore people,
demand.
and they like
They
there.
love
There is
that.
a
They
certain
love that
sense
shit.
that many of them,
Russia,
at least
Russia makes me really
Western
sad.
Russia,
There's a lot of countries
Western
out there
Russia.
where it just makes me really fucking sad because it's just like these people are never gonna have a good life. China, a
Yeah,
large portions of China, Russia, a lot of these places where authoritarianism is just kind of the norm and the cultural acceptance over there. It's just really sad because it's like, dude, you're living in such an oppressive
former
regime and
Soviet
there's
bloc
nothing.
nations.
Even then, I'm not. I mean, like even some of them, Poland's been doing a lot better than a lot of the other ones. But even then, it's been pretty far
Yeah, but
right. It's been pretty far right. But they have a democracy at least. You know, it's
yeah, like
yeah, like
Poland pulled left after everything fell down.
yeah. What are the other
They
ones?
might have a
The
strong right
Baltic
wing.
countries. The Baltic countries are doing okay. You know,
Mm,
they're. I mean,
mm.
they're not shining beacons on a hill, but they're not like fucking Russia right now. Like you can live there. I know someone who lives in Estonia. Uh, they're Nibble's friend. I don't really talk to them that much, but
If
they're
I
like
lived in Estonia, I would learn to swim in freezing fucking waters and just swim north. Because
Finland.
fuck that shit.
God, I'd love to live
Sweden.
in. Oh, well, Estonia is also south of Finland, like more closer than Sweden.
I would rather hit Sweden than Finland, I'll be honest.
Really? Finland is
Yeah.
like so pretty though. I mean, so is Sweden.
Mm,
Scandinavia in general is just really pretty.
yeah. The thing is I do have a certain weakness for Scandinavia, just out of
Metal.
the metal side and the fact that, like, I mean, Sweden is making the claim that in as far as all of modern history goes, they've never actually been invaded.
Uh,
Denmark, yes. Norway,
if you count
yes.
their main
Finland,
country, then
yes.
yeah. If you count their main country, then yes.
Like, Sweden mainland has never been invaded, and, like,
I
I
guess
can't
that's fair.
think of a
Neither is
great time in
Switzerland.
history that
Switzerland too.
I mean, Switzerland is a different culture.
Yeah, Switzerland is a lot
Think
of
of, like, when you think of
li-
old Swedish Scandinavian culture, you think Vikings, and it's like, wow, these motherfuckers were so violent, but they were never actually invaded. Like, nobody actually came knocking on their door for all the
Come
shit
and
they did.
take me.
Like, I think the Balkans could have been a nice place if not living next to Vikings for a couple of thousand years.
They say the Baltics, the Balkans.
Balkans, yeah,
Balkans is Southern Europe.
the
It's Serbia,
Baltics.
Baltics. Oh, but yeah, the Balkans is
I always
Serbia, which
confuse
also
them.
could have been a nice place if it wasn't next to the Ottomans for like 400 years.
Yeah, fair, fair. Before that, sharing when your neighbors
Yeah,
are between
if your
the
neighbors are an
Romans
empire, you're
and
not gonna have a good history.
Spartans and
If you're not the empire and instead you were a part of the imperial core, you're not gonna have a nice history. Which honestly leads
yeah,
me to a conversation that I want to have now, and it's not the conversation you think we're gonna have. It's a conversation about the
okay.
country itself, Haiti. I know you don't want to talk
Haiti.
about the Haitian immigrant thing in Springfield because it's such a stupid fucking
Yeah,
topic
no,
to talk
that's a,
about, but I wanna talk about
far
Haiti
too far
proper.
actually.
I wanna cry over the Haitian people because Jesus fucking Christ, Haiti has had the roughest break it of any country in my honest opinion. It's the first real country to ever free itself, as in the whole country was free. It wasn't like American Revolution was first. Fuck, I love Haiti. Like the American Revolution was first, but the American Revolution had
Wasn't
slavery.
the local populace like freeing itself to a free
Yeah,
nation?
yeah. This when Haiti got its independence, it was a legitimately free country. No slavery, none of that. They were a free country. 100%. They were the first country to do that. And since then, it was Haiti. Haiti makes me so sad. Um, like legitimately, like
Right.
tragic. How instantly afterwards, France especially just demolished them to the ground. They constant taxes, embargoes, wars of reparations and shit. Constant. 2,000 dead Haitians.
200,000.
200,000 dead Haitians.
200,000. That is
200,000.
a fucking big chunk of people.
That's a lot of people. A lot of people. It's
like
it's really, really tragic. Haiti's whole
people who
history.
just
The
wanted to be
original
free.
inhabitants of of Haiti, even before the slave population. And remember, the Taino people were the original people who lived in Haiti. They all died. The people who live in Haiti now aren't the Taino people. I mean, they still exist in some small more portions, but the people who live in Haiti are all descendants of slaves. They were all slaves. It was Haiti was insane. Like people always talk about the American South. Haiti is like if the entire country was like the worst of the American slavery. That's how bad Haiti was. And it was before the American slavery really kicked off because that didn't really kick off until like the 1820s and shit when the cotton gin comes around and it becomes industrialized. Like insane. And
This is
it makes me it really is so sad that Haiti never had a chance to become a real proper country. Um, it's really depressing, honestly. The Dominican Republic too, the other country on the island. Um, the Dominican Republic is doing a lot better, but that's because they split off from Haiti and don't have any of the economic woes that Haiti has. You can probably find a link to. Are you looking for if you're like? Well, yeah, no. Yeah, they're Catholic. They're a very Catholic country because they come from French
the thing is
culture.
that
They're probably
what
more
I
religious
said.
than like all the people in Springfield, Ohio. By the way, let's be real.
No, this is true. I have seen those clips, but like I find it like so I don't know how to put this, sociologically interesting that these people, right,
Right.
had their own culture, their own faiths, their own beliefs. They were conquered, destroyed by their captors. They were treated like second-rate animals. They were beaten, they were enslaved, and then they took the religion
I
of
think of
their
it like this. It comes
and then
across like
not only that,
they're more
but
into it
then they
than the
took that
actual white
religion
people.
far more seriously than their
I
captors ever
find
did.
that to be one of the most interesting things about people in society and history, in my opinion, is people when people are put into circumstances such as slavery and stuff, where it's just the worst of humanity, and there's nothing to it. The slaves were often converted to Christianity. They were like, "This is God. He is our God. He if you you must understand that to him you were not." But like it's like the way that I see it. There's a couple ways to interpret it. One, it's like taking the God away from your oppressors. Like, I am one of you. I also follow this God. I'm like you now. You have no reason to keep me in chains because I'm one of your brothers, sort of deal. He is our God together. That sort of attitude, right? Where there's no reason to lock us of chains if we're both of the same God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the other one is uh, a lot of people who used to be and still are oppressed as shit. Why is it so blurry? There we go. The Haitian flag too. I love that little coat of arms there is very nice on it. I don't know. I do love Haiti. It's like because religion a lot of religion is about like hope and holding on and keeping faith in things, and a lot of
Yeah.
that struggle of slavery is spent being faithful and hopeful that it's all gonna end. So
But
it
we
all
both
ties in.
know that a lot of religion is basically
Grift, it's a
a
lie.
tool for it's a tool for entrenched
Yeah.
power. It's
Yes,
a way to
which is
keep
why
power
which is
in power.
why I think movements like this, where the religion is born from this, are the most honest forms of religion ever, because they're not doing it out of allegiance to anything. They're doing it because they legitimately believe the religion. They aren't doing it for the religion isn't being organized for any sort of control reasons. It's being organized for like survival reasons. It's very interesting, and I'm honestly not qualified at all to talk about it, and I don't have the thoughts organized in my head to really say it out. But I have the thoughts, and I wish I could fucking say them. But I'm hoping that people can understand what I'm saying and get the idea of what I'm explaining, because it really is fascinating to me and something that I want to like learn more about as time goes on. But Haiti legitimately is a country that has had way too much shit happen to it, and if there's any hope for me to have but in the future, it's that Haiti is able to become a stable country for people to live in. Because if you look at like the situation at the moment right now, it's like the capital, which is Port-au-Prince, right? I think called. Can you check real quick while you're on the article? Port-au-Prince. You can tell how it's pronounced. I don't know how it's pronounced. Yeah, Port-au-Prince. Most of the city is controlled by gangs. Like 87% is controlled by gangs. Port-au-Prince. What is it? Port-au-Prince? Port-au-Prince. I can't hear that. Hold on.
How?
My neighbors just started fucking leaf blowing.
Paul Prince.
Like a whole legion of leaf blowers across the street. There's so many of them.
So many leaf blowers.
There's so many of them.
My God.
Oh, they're still coming from the other window. I can't shut both my windows. I'll die of heat stroke.
Oh, hey, Haiti.
Yo, Haiti's like a tropical country.
No.
Haiti's on the equator, or near the equator.
Goodness, people, you live in such a sweaty fucking environment. How do you survive?
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. The 95. That was all summer. That was all of our summer. As the daily maximum.
This is like around
Average.
midsummer.
Yeah, that was like our whole summer. Was that
in South Africa is like a lot of 35s.
Yeah, that was our average whole summer, like especially during July. But then having it all year is insane. What's the daily minimum? Is 70s? That's like how much it is right now. I would not want to live in Haiti, but I think if I wouldn't want to live in Haiti as in if I was moved there, but if like I don't know, I think Haiti. How humid is it actually? Can you check how humid it is? Is there a way to check humidity in Haiti? Port-au-Prince. Oh, you're looking at Port-au-Prince in particular. Go to the whole country.
That'll be under.
Then geography, climate.
But they don't give us a nice.
No, it's already that's up there. It said how much it ranges between. Ranges January average from 73, a maximum of 87, and in the summer it gets to 77 to 95. So yeah, it's still in that range. Incredibly hot country. It's a tropical country. They don't get snow. Like they're not getting that. But like I don't know. I think where's the humidity? Receives annual rainfall. There
Hurricanes. The high humidity is what I'm gathering.
Yeah, it's probably very humid. Yeah.
Rainforest, monsoon territory. A lot of savanna actually, quite dry in the middle.
Yeah. So it seems to be both a mix of certain areas being dry and other areas being humid.
Because, like, by comparison, this is South Africa.
Yeah. It's humid as... No, it's dry as fuck.
We have, like, straight arid desert hot up here.
Yeah.
What am I considered?
You're considered a dry summer.
Dry summer,
temperate.
You're
considered a warm temperate area. You get all the seasons, but it's leaning towards the warm.
It does lean towards the warm. But like, yeah, it gets pretty severe.
I want to see what New Jersey is considered in that. What did you Google? What did you Google for that? So I can get the exact Google from me. Just type. Okay, so if I type in climate,
I can see if I can get it.
Of New Jersey, I'm gonna pull it myself. I also want to have my mouse on the screen for this. Let's see. Climate of New Jersey. Of course, it's all gonna be the same across the entire state. Humid subtropical. And then up here it gets to be hot summer, humid continental, warm summer, humid.
Hot summer.
So according to this, New Jersey's subtropical humid, which it does get extremely fucking humid here. But I wouldn't say it's subtropical. We get snow all the time. We get nor'easters. Shit, we get snow. Average daily temperature low in January. So this is how cold it on average it gets. 14 at its
Yeah.
coldest, like
Goodness.
yeah. Around here it gets to be at its lowest 24 degrees.
We're coming out of winter now in South Africa, and this past winter, right? Like the
How
couple of
low did it
times
get?
it's
How low did it get?
below like minus, but it's never that during the day, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. No,
You
like
don't
there has been
get
times where I've gone
minus
to work
30
and it's been like
during
10
the day.
degrees. There's been times last summer, and it's probably last winter, and it's gonna happen again this winter, where I've gone to work in like 10-degree weather.
That's just below freezing.
It is below
That's
freezing, yes. That it's
I
in the
think
negatives of Celsius, which is below freezing.
like we
Then you look at
maybe
the
get
hots.
like
This is also averages
once
too. This isn't extremes.
once the sun starts rising here, you'll see it'll push above like 3-4 degrees. If we get into the minuses, by the time the sun rises, it's like 4-3-4 degrees, 5 degrees, like Celsius.
Right.
Celsius.
Right. Uh, the hottest temperature recorded high was was July in I don't know what year. It doesn't say the year. How is it supposed to be read? I don't understand. Snowfall. Snow is relatively common in New Jersey, with most of it occurring between November 15th and April 15th. Significant snowfall is much rarer along the coastline in South Jersey. Yeah, like this. Yeah, this is. I live on the coast here. You can see the warm Atlantic keeps it very warm.
Yeah.
But so we don't really get snow. I live here and on the Ocean County shore, right around here. I'm not going to say specifically where, but I live on the Ocean County shore. So I don't really get snow when I lived here, but we used to live around here, like a little inland. And we did get some snow here, but like I've gone up here for camping and shit, like during the winter. Oh my god, it barrels up with snow. Holy shit, it's so fun. It's so nice. A nice like Boy Scout. When I went to the Boy Scouts, we would do the fucking mountain camping stuff. It was so nice.
I haven't seen real snow in 20 years.
When you went to Austria,
Yeah.
that's sad to me. I love snow. And I want to see the
And
United
even then,
States
it
of
wasn't
this.
when I went to Austria. It was when I went to Amsterdam, like as a kid. Like it's been legit.
Oh,
Like 20,
you didn't see it when you went to Austria.
I went in the summer.
Oh. Aw.
It was actually like pretty nice there.
Aw.
But yeah, I haven't seen real snow in over 20 years.
You will soon. You will one day. You will one day. Now let's see here. Let's see.
Yeah.
So as you can see, this section of the country, the part that I would love to live in, is considered to be let's see, this is that color, which is this one, right? Warm summer, humid continental. Is that really what they say? Really?
Yeah.
Warm summer.
still
What does it mean by
good for
warm
all.
summer? What does it mean by that? What is cold summer? This is cold summer?
Cold summer, I would say, is like under 20 degrees. Warm summer, I would say, is over 20 degrees. That's my guess, with no prior like.
Warm southern. Yeah, so yeah, California has Mediterranean conditions.
Yeah.
That's why people love California. Is because it's like fucking Italy. Up here, Alaska, I'd like to live in Alaska, I think. Alaska's insane to me. Alaska's crazy.
Alaska is
One thing I love about Alaska and Hawaii is the fact that they're disconnected from the rest of the country. So they have their own identity in a way where it's like it feels like especially in Alaska, it feels like you're alone out there. You can't freely travel to America unless you want to go through Canada or get a plane. So traveling to the rest of the country is like a visit. You're not just heading over there for something. Like if I wanted to head to Philly, I could just head to Philly whenever the fuck I wanted to and like just head there. But if you want to head to like Seattle from Juneau, which is like the next closest city to like big city out of state, if you want to head to Seattle from Juneau, it's a whole ass trip. You can't just head there. It's a whole ass like visit with a plane ticket you need to get and hotels you do. Like if I wanted to head to Philly right now, I could just head to Philly. If I want to head to New York right now, I could just head to New York. I don't need to plan that shit. insane to me. It's like its own like isolated I'm on my own sort of deal. And Hawaii has its own thing where Hawaii has all the islands. So Hawaii isn't really I'm on my own thing, it's we have our own thing. We are our own little place. Instead of heading from state to state, oh, I'm going to head over to Oahu for a bit or whatever, you know? It's like it's really interesting to me. How it's that culture of just I'm gonna it's like we're on our own, you know. It's like they I don't know. It's interesting. I think it's cool that it exists and it's unique.
Give Alaska to Canada.
No,
Do
why
it.
would we do that? We should just take Canada.
I mean, I'll take it.
Can you
Just,
argue that?
just
No, you can't.
I'll take
God,
it.
I would not
Just
want to live here. Hot desert. Oh, fuck
unify.
off. Fuck off this
Unify.
area.
Also, build a land bridge to Hawaii.
That
You lazy bugs.
do you
No,
know?
fuck you.
Do
I
you
know.
know how? Well, I just want to get it into scope. Hawaii is insanely far from America. How is it that in like 3 podcasts in a row or whatever we've pulled up Google Maps or Earth and like looked at shit? This is half of what we talk about. Look at how far away it is. And it's still closer to America than it is to like Asia. And it's still so far. Look at that.
You have the biggest billionaires in the world. Build the land bridge. Don't be lazy.
This is also like the deepest parts of the ocean is this area. How are you gonna do that?
Billionaires.
I think we should just make fucking Puerto Rico a state already. Puerto Rico, I love the Caribbean. I do. Cuba, like a lot. This whole area is just really tragic in a lot of ways. Cuba, Haiti, Puerto Rico, Jamaica. A lot of sad stories around here, but stories of people who really
Central America.
want to try Central America. Another sad area with a lot of tragic tales. This whole area, if you speak Spanish, you're in the North America and South America area, you just have a tragic tale to be told. Just tragic.
Just no, like annex all of Central America, just all the way down to that tip.
To the Darien Gap?
All the way down to like all the way down to Panama.
Okay.
Just
Why?
annex all of it.
Why would we do that?
Make it the United States of North America fully, just all of it. Canada, Mexico, the ones below Mexico that I don't know the names of because
the ones below Mexico. So you have Guatemala, Belize, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Honduras, Costa Rica, and Panama. And did I say Belize? Yeah. I don't know if I said Belize.
Yes, annex all of them.
All of
just
them.
Make them states.
Make them states. Well, they're
full state rights.
They have more population in Honduras than a lot of them.
How's that for some fire? Give them full states rights.
But not Puerto Rico. When I was a kid, I had to do a presentation on any U.S. state or territory, and I chose Puerto Rico. And at a different point, I had to do the same project, but I chose California. So at one point I did a presentation. Oh no! I'm wrong. I'm so wrong. The one for the states was when I chose California. For the Puerto Rico, it was when I had to do a project in any place that spoke Spanish as its primary language. It was mostly countries, but Puerto Rico is the one that wasn't a country. But I did mine on Puerto Rico. Everyone else was like, Peru or Venezuela or Guatemala, because it was for Spanish class. Man, I wish I remembered any Spanish that I took, because it would be very nice to be able to speak Spanish, honestly. Especially considering how much respect and appreciation I have for Spanish and Hispanic cultures and stuff in Latin America and all that. It would be very nice if I actually paid attention in Spanish class and learned it.
No habla español.
No hablar español. All right.
I don't speak any other language other than like English, really. I do technically know a second language.
Afrikaans?
Yeah, I don't think it counts.
It counts. It's another language. I can't speak it.
Okay, but
I'm learning ASL though. That's like the second language.
I'll put this to you. Why would I ever need to speak Afrikaans?
To talk to an Afrikaans person who's an asshole and won't speak English.
99.9% of the time, if there is four Afrikaans people in a room and one English person, they will switch to English.
Because I don't know if you saw the argument going on. No, not really an argument. It was more so of just a dunk session on England and Nibble server earlier. Um, Earlier I was saying England is like worse than America. Now I'm going to now defend England's honor against the Dutch and the by extension Afrikaans and say, good, you should be speaking English, you fucking apartheid pieces of shit. America KKK whiteys go home rhetoric happening now.
I mean,
I am now a black
that
Hebrew
is actually a
Israelite,
funny thing,
Hebrew
is that
Israelite, Hotep, Black Hammer.
in
I support all
in
that.
South Africa, like, for real,
It's a joke, of course.
all you need is one English person in a room, and the room is English. Like, it becomes the de facto
Yeah.
language.
Yeah. Hmm.
But yeah, Afrikaans doesn't really. It's basically just kitchen Dutch.
Yeah,
It's
kitchen
still
Dutch.
kitchen Dutch to me.
Well, we got to wrap this up. An hour, 15 minutes.
Or,
Well, that's a pretty good conversation. Most of it was spent on the debate, but we talked about it. Good. We have some good insight
the
on it.
debate was a big piece of news this week.
It
Let's
was
be
the biggest
fair.
news this week, and it gives us some time, to think of new things to talk about next week, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I mean, like, I really do think, like, I'm glad we got to the debate stuff because it was
it was a
it
lot.
was a it was a trial to get through. Let's be honest.
Oh,
Like, not Kamala's parts, but every time Trump opened his mouth, it really was an effort to be like, ah, this is painful.
yeah, it was rough. Unlike this recording of the podcast, which was the opposite of rough.